What should we spend the most money for in kids ministry? I mean, what should cost the most in kids ministry? And the answer might surprise some of you. Hello everybody, Mr. Brown, Proclaim Ministries, helping connect faith and life. The question is asked, what should we spend our money on? What's the biggest line item, so to speak, for kids ministry? What we spend the most of our budget on? When I was a kids pastor for a while, it felt like the biggest cost was goldfish crackers. Like, I remember going with my son and loading up on goldfish crackers at Costco. And we fed those kids a lot of goldfish, right? And there's a lot of things you buy, prizes, you buy curriculum. But I think the number one thing we should spend our money on when it comes to kids ministry is training, leaders training. I think as my experience being in kids ministry, it was so hard and still is to find volunteers. And sometimes I think we undersell the volunteers. All you gotta do is show up. And they do, they just show up. They don't know what to do. But I think many of them would love to aspire to do more, but we have to offer them training them to how to interact with kids, how to manage a classroom, how to connect with kids. These are things I think that are so important to help us get more volunteers and have a better kids ministry. I think it's vital for us to invest in kids ministry because those kids will become teenagers and become adults one day, right? It's a progression. And I think the earlier we catch them, the better off they will be, and the better off our church will be, and the better off our world will be. If we can train kids, disciple them early, because here's the truth, they're going to be discipled by someone. Someone will disciple our kids. And the question is, are we willing to invest and to disciple those kids? Now, I believe ultimately it is not our job as a church to raise kids. We get to partner with parents, and part of that training should be for parents as well. We should be equipping parents. The Bible says in Ephesians chapter 4 that our job as pastors, preachers, teachers, all this list that he gives us in Ephesians is to equip the saints for the work in ministry. We should be equipping the saints, including parents, to work in ministry. But that means you have to invest in some good training. Now, there's a lot of training out there, but I think each church should figure out what is their church culture, what is DNA, what other pastors or leaders in the church can help train some of our youth leaders. Because sometimes, youth and kids ministry, but sometimes kids ministry seems to just honestly be kicked to the side. Like, we'll get anybody to do it, and we don't have to worry about the training, or as long as they're babysitting, so to speak. And I think that's, I don't think that's good enough for God's kingdom. I believe Jesus even said, let the children come unto me and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of God. So I want to encourage you, if you're a parent, if you're a church volunteer, if you're a church leader, let's talk about, have a conversation. How are we investing into training for kids ministry leaders, for the pastors, for the teachers, for directors, for the Sunday school teachers? What are we doing to invest in them as they, and also the parents, as I said earlier, how can we invest in the parents to help them to grow in their faith and be role models? One of the reasons I got involved with kids ministry, I just love teaching kids. And I felt if I can explain the gospel to a kid, I can explain it to anyone. And this helped me in my communication skills to be able to communicate. Because here's the thing with kids. If kids don't understand what you're saying, unless you know. I remember at my old church, before I even got involved, I just got there, I just observed. I was in the room and one of the teachers said something to the kids from everybody. The kid raised his hand and said, "That don't make any sense." I was like, whoa, he just said that for everybody. But the truth was, he was right. What the teacher just said was a bunch of fluff, and it didn't make any sense. And he told her in front of everybody. Now, I don't suggest kids do that, but I suggest we as the church invest in kids ministry leaders so we can train and equip them for the work, for the work in ministry. So I want to encourage you that Proclaim Ministries, we provide some of that training. So visit our website, proclaimministry.com/kids. We have some training available, and we want to make more. So if you got some ideas, some questions, some things you would love us to, maybe train some people on, I would love to provide that for you. So visit us at proclaimministry.com and download our app, because we have resources for kids, for leaders, and for parents to help all of us live for God by connecting faith and life. Peace.